Hi everyone, this is Chandra with C. Diane Designs. Welcome. I'm glad you're back, or if you're new, I'm glad you're here. And what I want to talk to you today is about boundaries. Yes, boundaries with regard to people in our lives. And you may have heard the subject brought up a lot in social media or in popular media lately, as far as mental health goes. We want to establish and maintain healthy boundaries with the people in our lives. And these people could be family members, they could be coworkers, could be your supervisor, could be your child, could be your parent. Whatever the case, to varying degrees, establishing and keeping boundaries with other people is really important, but also can be really challenging because we may find ourselves in situations where we can't make significant changes with how we interact with people. But we always have to keep in mind that we can govern our own behavior. And at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. And I want to say that we should always proceed with compassion for other people. I think that there are times when we can unintentionally, or sometimes even intentionally, violate other people's boundaries. And what we want to aim for is to reflect on our past behavior and learn from it and grow, and remember that it's important to respect other people's boundaries, and as well as the fact that we want our boundaries to be respected as well. So the first thing I want to do is talk about recognizing boundary violators. Now, a boundary violator is someone who clearly does not respect your boundaries for whatever reason. And I've noticed that there are, I would say for me anyway, there are three distinctive attributes of someone that I would call a habitual boundary violator. And the first one is the person that just won't take no for an answer. And I think we all have come across this person. Let's say you're not feeling well and you have a sore throat, but you don't like lemon juice. And you'll have someone who'll say, oh, I have this remedy that you should take, and I'm going to make it for you. And you say, no, thank you. I have my own remedy, and I'll be fine. And they're like, no, you have to take it. You want to take it. Look, I'll make it for you, and you'll just drink it. And you have to keep telling this person no, and which can be, a challenge, especially if you're not feeling well. You're like, okay, I already said no. Why am I going through this with this person? So that, to me, that's one type of boundary violator, is the person who just will not take no for an answer. Now, we always want to look out for each other and do what we can to help someone else. But if it's clear that you don't want the help, it's best for that person to just leave you alone, because at some point it says that they care more about what they want than what you actually need or want, and that's a boundary violation. So the second thing is a moody person. A moody person can violate your boundaries, and it sounds very like, how is that violating a boundary? But let's think about it. We all go through moods throughout our day. We might be thinking about something that that doesn't necessarily make us feel happy. We might be just really involved in our own thoughts and trying to work things out in our minds on our own. Or, even traumatic experiences can make us behave out of the ordinary. And all those things are fine, but we also have to realize that, we're interacting with other people, and we have to be mindful of the fact that I really can't take my frustrations out on this person. I really have to maintain a level of decency and respect for other people's feelings. So you can even tell someone, I'm not in a good mood right now, or I just had this happen, or this is on my mind, you have to excuse me. And the person will definitely understand. But I'm talking about someone who will be nice one to you one day and friendly, and ice cold the next, or seem very angry with you for no reason, and you're left wondering, like, what did I do? What can I do to help this person? When there's really nothing you can do. They're overexpressing their emotions, and it gets to a point where it boils over into other people's lives, and that's a boundary violation as well. So as we proceed and we notice that people in our lives, a coworker is hot one day, cold the next, that's a boundary violation, especially if there's nothing that you've done to make this person act differently toward you from one day to the next. The next one is, really pretty clear, but it happens all the time. And this is a person or behavior where someone is withholding information from you or purposely deceiving you. And this happens a lot in male-female relationships. A person could be in a relationship already, but they see someone else that they want to interact with. And instead of saying, I admire you, I wish we could, interact with each other, but, I have a significant other, I have a boyfriend, I have a girlfriend, they will deliberately play down whatever is going on in their lives to gain access to you. And clearly that's a boundary violation. It's something that happens all the time. And sometimes we go along with it because we're not sure what we want, what the other person wants, and we take a wait and see approach. But if you notice anything amiss with someone, like they don't return your phone calls in a timely manner, they disappear at various points in time when they've been consistent otherwise, you have to start to ask the question, is this person violating my boundaries? They know I want a good friendship, a solid friendship or relationship. And if that's the case, they're violating your boundaries. Now, the good news is there are things that we can all do to establish and maintain boundaries with people that have a tendency intentionally or unintentionally to violate our boundaries. And the first thing to do is, if you can, depending on the situation, avoid the person as much as possible or completely. And, especially with the virus situation in the past year and a half or so, that's virtually impossible. There are people we can no longer avoid. And what you have to do, though, is find ways to minimize your time with them. Don't divulge a lot of personal information. Limit your time as much as possible. If you find yourself having trouble getting away from that person, that will lead us to my second remedy, which is manage and maintain your own time, expectations, and standards. So if you're involved with someone, you live with someone, you work with someone, it could be your supervisor, you can't avoid them. You can manage your time so that it's airtight. You always have something that you need to get done, that you're doing, and you have it on a schedule. And that not only helps you avoid boundary violators, it also helps you maintain your own life and your own life schedule, and that's really important. Manage your expectations with people. Just because someone tells you, they have your best intentions, doesn't mean that they do. Action speaks louder than words. So manage your expectations with someone. If you just met someone and you really hit it off, it's okay to take a step back and say, where did this person come from? Where are they going? Are they consistent? Do I get any, strange feelings from time to time with them? Take your time to get to know people, and that way you can protect and maintain your own personal boundaries. Look at your standards. Set higher standards for yourself if you need to. Sometimes we can be so open and so flexible, just to socialize and get to know people. And sometimes that can get us into trouble. There are a lot of people that are needy, let's just say it, and they may be looking for you because you are a good listener, you're nice and friendly, you're open, you're adaptable. And those are good qualities to have, but they can also get you in trouble with people that tend to violate boundaries. So maintain some your standards. Look at what you allow, and if there's anything going on that makes you uncomfortable, take a step back. That's perfectly fine. You don't have to be friends with everyone, and if a friendship is hurting you, you should definitely set higher standards for yourself. And lastly, and which is kind of encompasses all the things that I just mentioned, take good care of yourself. If you don't, no one will, right? So take care of your mind, because if you take care of your mind, it takes care of your body, your health, and your life. So get your rest, trust your intuition, and set some strong boundaries for people. Don't allow them to violate them. No means no in every sense of the word. If you don't want to talk, if you don't want to share information, if you don't want to go somewhere or take something, you don't have to. And if you run into someone who's very insistent, just kindly and politely, calmly repeat, no, this is not going to work for me. Maybe we can help you with something else or not. But, this is my boundary and I want you to respect it. That's all that really, really counts. So just want to remind you, in all of this, be compassionate with other people, be kind, but also you have to do the same thing for yourself. You have to share the same measure of compassion and kindness with yourself. So just want to thank you for stopping by, and take care.